The True Wealth Formula, How to Master Money, Live Free and Build a Legacy by Hans Johnson. Mindset and the Absence of a Proven System. The most significant problem preventing people from achieving true wealth is a combination of their mindset and the lack of a proven system for managing money. The book highlights how societal programming and conditioning contribute to this problem. 1. Debt-driven economy. The book emphasized that our global economy is debt-driven, with debt becoming a socially acceptable norm. This conditioning starts early, with individuals encouraged to take on debt for education, leading to a cycle of debt-based consumption. This mentality perpetuates the idea of instant gratification and reliance on credit, hindering the development of a wealth-building mindset. 2. Misconceptions about money. The book indicate that people often misunderstand the difference between money and wealth. They may equate wealth solely with material possessions, leading to overspending and a focus on consumption rather than building assets. The pursuit of a luxurious lifestyle fueled by debt ultimately hinders true wealth accumulation. 3. Lack of financial literacy. The book stressed the importance of understanding financial principles and having a system in place to manage money effectively. Without this knowledge, individuals struggle to make informed financial decisions, leading to poor money management habits and the inability to leverage financial tools for wealth creation. 4. Emotional decision-making. The book points out that human nature often leads to emotional and irrational decisions regarding money. People tend to buy high and sell low due to fear and greed, lacking a strategic approach to investing. This impulsive behavior prevents them from making sound financial decisions and building long-term wealth. 5. Overlooking the power of compounding. The book introduced the law of the seed, which emphasizes the importance of viewing money as seed that can either be consumed or planted to grow. Most people eat their seed through consumption, failing to grasp the power of compounding returns through consistent investment. The True Wealth Formula offers solutions to these problems by 1. Promoting a shift in mindset. It encourages individuals to recognize the pitfalls of a debt-driven economy and embrace a wealth-building mentality that prioritizes investing over consumption. 2. Providing a proven system. TWF introduces non-discretionary rules-based systems like ND1 and ND2, which automate money management and investment decisions, removing emotional biases and promoting consistent progress. 3. Encouraging self-education. TWF stresses the importance of continuous learning and skill development to increase value in the marketplace and generate higher income. It empowers individuals to become financially literate and take control of their financial future. 4. Focusing on building cash flow assets. TWF prioritizes acquiring assets that generate consistent income, restructuring the balance sheet to create a closed-loop compound wealth machine. This approach ensures assets work to generate more income, breaking the cycle of earned income being consumed by expenses. By addressing these fundamental problems and implementing the TWF system, individuals can overcome the obstacles preventing them from achieving true wealth. They can transition from a life of financial struggle to one of freedom, security, and fulfillment, leaving a lasting legacy for future generations. Overview. The TWF focuses on empowering individuals to become wealth builders who master their money and leverage its power to achieve freedom, security, and fulfillment. It addresses the pervasive influence of a debt-driven economy, societal programming, and common misconceptions about wealth that prevent individuals from achieving financial success. The core of the TWF system rests on 5 key elements. 1. Foundation. Building a strong foundation based on understanding the principles of wealth creation, human nature, historical patterns, and the importance of mindset. 2. Debt. Eliminating debt and restructuring the balance sheet to prioritize cash flow assets. 3. Income. Increasing earning potential by developing valuable skills and exploring various income-generating opportunities. 4. Assets. Building a robust portfolio of cash flow assets that generate consistent income and compound over time. 5. Legacy. Creating a lasting legacy by passing on financial wisdom, values, and resources to future generations. Chapter summaries and case study. Chapter 1. Orientation. The importance of financial orientation. Financial orientation is crucial because it provides a foundational understanding of personal finance, establishing a framework for managing money effectively and achieving financial goals. This concept is highlighted in Chapter 1 of True Wealth Formula: How to Master Money, Live Free and Build a Legacy. Similar to an orientation program for a new job or school, financial orientation provides individuals with the knowledge, tools, and mindset necessary to navigate the complexities of personal finance. Here are key reasons why financial orientation is essential. 1. Establishes a solid foundation for wealth building. 2. Promotes a shift from consumer to producer mindset. 3. Encourages personal responsibility and self-direction. 4. Provides a framework for understanding financial concepts. 5. Promotes a long-term perspective and legacy building. Financial orientation provides a roadmap for achieving financial success, empowering individuals to make informed decisions, break free from the cycle of debt, and build a solid foundation for their financial future. Real-world examples and applications. Here are 5 real-world examples illustrating how the concepts from Chapter 1 can be applied. 1. Taking control of spending. Instead of solely relying on a financial advisor's budget plan, an individual takes charge by analyzing their spending habits, identifying areas for reduction, and creating a personalized budgeting system that aligns with their financial goals. This aligns with the chapter's emphasis on personal accountability and proactive financial management. 2. Shifting from consumer to producer mindset. A person burdened by credit card debt recognizes the need to move from a consumption-driven mindset to a production-focused one. They focus on developing a marketable skill, such as web design, to generate additional income and pay off debt, reflecting the chapter's message of transitioning from working for money to having money work for you. 3. Proactive investing. Instead of passively investing in a retirement plan based solely on a financial advisor's recommendations, an individual educates themselves about different investment options, researches potential investments, and develops a diversified portfolio that aligns with their risk tolerance and financial goals. This aligns with the chapter's emphasis on taking personal responsibility for financial decisions. 4. Building a side hustle. An individual working a traditional job decides to leverage their passion for photography by building a side business. They dedicate evenings and weekends to developing their photography skills, building a client base, and generating income. This exemplifies the chapter's emphasis on initiative, hard work, and creating multiple income streams. 5. Learning new skills. A person stuck in a low-paying job recognizes the need to increase their value in the marketplace. They enroll in online courses to learn coding or digital marketing, actively seeking ways to enhance their skill set and earning potential. This reflects the chapter's focus on continuous self-improvement and adaptability to navigate the ever-changing economic landscape. These examples demonstrate how the principles of personal responsibility, a proactive mindset, and continuous learning, as outlined in Chapter 1, can be applied to real-world scenarios, empowering individuals to take charge of their financial well-being and build a foundation for long-term financial success. Chapter 2, Foundation. Understanding the foundation of true wealth. Johnson focuses on the foundational principles that pave the way for financial success. Much like a strong foundation is crucial for any sturdy structure. This chapter guides readers to examine and potentially reshape their existing beliefs about money and wealth, understand historical and social patterns, and cultivate a mindset that encourages continuous learning and self-discovery. This journey begins with introspection, urging readers to confront their own nature, particularly how they respond to setbacks and mistakes. It prompts them to question their ingrained thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about money, and to consider the potential influence of a poverty mindset on their financial decisions. The chapter further emphasizes the importance of adopting a contrarian mindset, one that challenges popular opinions and encourages independent thinking. While acknowledging that not everyone needs to become a scholar of historical trends, it highlights the value of studying history to recognize recurring patterns in human behavior and financial cycles. By understanding these cycles, individuals can anticipate market fluctuations, make informed investment choices, and potentially avoid falling prey to emotional reactions that often lead to financial losses. A key aspect of building a solid foundation involves redefining wealth. Johnson encourages readers to expand their understanding of wealth beyond mere material possessions. Instead, it proposes a more holistic perspective that encompasses spiritual well-being, personal freedom, strong relationships, and leaving a positive legacy. This broader definition aligns with the long-term goals of the True Wealth Formula, focusing on creating a life of fulfillment and purpose that extends beyond financial accumulation. Central to this concept is the importance of continuous learning. The chapter champions ongoing self-education, urging readers to consistently develop valuable skills and adapt to the ever-changing economic landscape. By recognizing the value of self-education, individuals can break free from the constraints of traditional educational systems and proactively seek knowledge relevant to their goals and aspirations. Building upon this, Johnson also underscores the need to think critically and challenge conventional wisdom. By questioning commonly held beliefs about money and success, individuals can avoid blindly following financial advice. Instead, they are encouraged to cultivate their own unique paths to wealth, researching and understanding the rationale behind financial recommendations before making decisions. This emphasis on critical thinking extends to recognizing the subtle yet pervasive influence of social and economic forces that shape our financial lives. The chapter urges readers to understand how debt-based economies, pervasive marketing tactics, and the evolving nature of work can influence their choices, potentially leading to financial manipulation. By developing this awareness, individuals can navigate the complexities of the financial world with greater clarity and resilience. Bringing the foundation to life, real-world examples. Here are 5 examples of how the principles discussed in Johnson can be applied in real-world situations. 1. The prudent real estate investor. An individual interested in real estate investment decides to purchase a rental property. Instead of rushing into the decision based on the current hype, they carefully research historical property values in the area, considering factors like population growth, local economic conditions, and interest rate trends to assess the long-term potential of the investment. They understand that a booming market doesn't guarantee future success, and recognizing historical patterns helps them make a more informed decision. 2. The mindful spender. A person struggling with impulsive spending recognizes their tendency to make emotional purchases. They decide to implement strategies to counteract this behavior. They set a strict budget, practice delaying gratification by waiting 24 hours before making non-essential purchases, and seek accountability from a trusted friend or family member. By understanding their personal weaknesses and proactively addressing them, they gain greater control over their spending habits. 3. The adaptable professional. Recognizing the decline of their current industry, an individual working in manufacturing decides to learn new skills that are in high demand in emerging fields. They enroll in online courses to learn data analysis and programming, positioning themselves for opportunities in the growing tech sector. Understanding the changing economic landscape and adapting their skill set enables them to proactively navigate the evolving job market. 4. The purpose-driven entrepreneur. Driven solely by financial success, a successful entrepreneur eventually realizes that their pursuit of money has come at the cost of neglecting personal relationships and neglecting passions. They decide to reevaluate their priorities, dedicating more time to their family and pursuing hobbies they had abandoned. They also begin mentoring young entrepreneurs, sharing their experience and knowledge to help others. This shift reflects a deeper understanding of wealth, one that encompasses personal fulfillment and leaving a positive impact on others. 5. The skeptical investor. When presented with a seemingly lucrative investment opportunity, an individual resists the temptation to jump in immediately. Instead, they seek a second opinion from a trusted financial advisor and independently research the investment. They ask critical questions about fees, potential risks, and realistic returns, and carefully compare this opportunity to alternative investments. By thinking independently and questioning assumptions, they avoid falling prey to potentially misleading financial advice. Chapter 3: Debt. The Shackles of Debt and the Path to Liberation, a deeper look into Johnson. Johnson of True Wealth Formula dives into the pervasive problem of debt and provides a roadmap for achieving financial freedom. The central problem, as the chapter highlights, is not just the debt itself but the mindset that perpetuates it. Many people believe that simply earning more money will solve their financial problems. However, this often leads to a cycle of increased spending and even greater debt. The chapter emphasizes that true financial independence requires addressing the root cause of debt, our mindset, and the lack of a proven system to effectively manage money. Debt, a socially accepted trap. Johnson unveils the uncomfortable truth that debt has become deeply ingrained in our culture and is often seen as a normal way of life. Many people accumulate debt before they even have the income to support it, and there is a lack of understanding about the difference between harmful and beneficial debt. The chapter introduces the money quadrant, a powerful tool that categorizes assets and liabilities into 4 distinct quadrants. This visual representation helps readers understand the nature of different financial instruments and their impact on their financial well-being. 1. Consumer debt, represented in the bottom left quadrant. This is the most destructive form of debt, typically associated with credit cards. Consumer debt arises from spending on consumable goods and services, leaving no tangible assets on the balance sheet, only the burden of repayment with compounded interest. 2. Depreciating asset debt. This quadrant, positioned at the bottom right, represents items that lose value over time, such as cars, boats, and furniture. Financing these items through loans results in a double financial blow. The value of the asset depreciates while simultaneously incurring interest payments to the lender. 3. Appreciating asset debt. The top left quadrant houses appreciating assets, which hold the potential to increase in value over time, such as land, art, or certain businesses. While these assets may seem appealing, the chapter cautions against acquiring them through debt. Their value can fluctuate, making them speculative and potentially leading to negative cash flow due to ongoing expenses. For cash flow assets, this is the golden quadrant, situated at the top right, and it represents assets that generate consistent income, such as rental properties or profitable businesses. The wealthy leverage cash flow assets to build sustainable wealth, and Johnson encourages readers to prioritize building a strong base of these assets. Real-world applications, transforming liabilities into assets. The chapter utilizes real-world examples to illustrate the principles of the money quadrant and demonstrate their practical application. 1. Turning a liability into a cash flow asset. A compelling example is shared about an employee named Stephen who wanted to buy a new truck. Johnson, instead of supporting the purchase, guides Stephen to view his existing truck as a liability and encourages him to pay himself the equivalent of a monthly truck payment into a separate account. After 90 days, Stephen's desire for a new truck vanished, replaced by the satisfaction of witnessing his savings grow. This example showcases the power of reframing liabilities as opportunities for building positive cash flow. 2. The importance of cash flow. Johnson cites examples of individuals who have successfully built wealth by restructuring their finances to prioritize cash flow. One example highlights a young man in his mid-20s who focuses on acquiring rental properties. He strategically purchases foreclosures, secures financing, makes improvements, and rents them out, generating a positive cash flow that he reinvests to acquire additional properties. This real-world example underscores the effectiveness of creating a system where assets consistently generate income, leading to sustainable wealth growth. 3. Extracting value from mistakes. The chapter emphasizes that failures and mistakes are inevitable but can be valuable learning experiences. Johnson encourages readers to keep a journal and document the lessons learned from their financial missteps. This practice helps turn mistakes into assets by extracting knowledge, refining skills, and gaining valuable experience. Breaking free, a system for conquering debt. Johnson goes beyond merely identifying the problem of debt. It provides a practical, step-by-step system for conquering debt and building a solid financial foundation. 1. The 10-10-10-70 formula. This non-discretionary rule allocates earned income into 4 separate accounts: 10% for giving, 10% for wealth, 10% for debt, and 70% for bills. This system ensures that a portion of income is consistently directed towards wealth building and debt reduction. 2. The debt accelerator. The 10% allocated to the debt account is used to create an accelerator payment, which is added to the minimum payment of the debt with the fewest remaining payments. This method creates a snowball effect, as the money freed up from each paid-off debt is then added to the next debt payment, accelerating the debt payoff process. Beyond debt elimination, a holistic approach to financial freedom. Johnson emphasizes that eliminating debt is only the first step towards true financial freedom. It underscores the need for a holistic approach that includes restructuring the balance sheet for cash flow, consistently applying the 10-10-10-70 formula, and developing a long-term mindset focused on building a legacy. By implementing the principles and strategies outlined in Johnson, individuals can break free from the shackles of debt and embark on a path towards financial independence and lasting wealth. Chapter 4: Income. From Seed to Orchard, Cultivating Income for Lasting Wealth. Johnson of exploring its various forms and providing strategies for maximizing its potential for wealth creation. The fundamental issue the chapter addresses is the common misconception that simply having a high income equates to wealth. The chapter argues that true wealth lies in shifting the focus from earned income, money we work for, to unearned income, money that works for us. It emphasizes the need to develop a seed mentality, where income is viewed as a resource to be invested and grown, rather than simply consumed. The power of the seed, cultivating a wealth mindset. Johnson begins by introducing the law of the seed, a fundamental principle that underscores the importance of viewing money as a seed that can be either consumed or planted. Eating the seed represents spending money on immediate gratification, while planting it signifies investing it for long-term growth. The chapter emphasizes that just as a planted seed has the potential to grow into a bountiful orchard, investing income can lead to substantial wealth accumulation over time. Johnson further highlights the significance of the principle of never touching the principal, which is often employed by wealthy families and family office structures. This approach emphasizes preserving the core capital and utilizing only the interest or income generated from it for living expenses. This strategy ensures the continuous growth of the principal, securing wealth for future generations. Income versus wealth, unveiling the true path to financial freedom. Johnson distinguishes between earned income, which is derived from active work, and unearned income, generated from investments and assets. The chapter points out that the wealthy prioritize maximizing their unearned income while the middle class and poor often remain trapped in the cycle of relying solely on earned income. It advocates for shifting the focus towards building a portfolio of income-generating assets, ultimately achieving financial freedom where assets generate more income than personal efforts. The chapter challenges the common perception that outward displays of wealth, such as expensive cars and large homes, are true indicators of financial success. It stresses the importance of understanding the difference between income and wealth, pointing out that individuals with high incomes may not necessarily be wealthy if they have significant liabilities and expenses. True wealth, as defined by True Wealth Formula, lies in achieving financial independence, where passive income from assets exceeds personal expenses. Real-world applications, cultivating income and skill. The chapter provides practical examples and actionable strategies for increasing both earned and unearned income. 1. From employee to entrepreneur, the chapter encourages individuals to explore opportunities beyond traditional employment by developing entrepreneurial skills and potentially starting a part-time business. This not only offers the potential for increased income but also provides tax advantages and the flexibility to control one's financial destiny. One real-world example might be a teacher who starts a tutoring business on the side, leveraging their existing skills to create a new income stream. 2. Harnessing the power of new economy skills. Johnson emphasizes the importance of developing power skills that are highly valued in the new economy. These skills, including sales, marketing, project management, and public speaking, have the potential to generate significant income. Johnson suggests actively seeking opportunities to learn these skills through online courses, mentorships, or even by observing and learning from those who excel in these areas. A real-world application could be a graphic designer who takes an online course on digital marketing, expanding their skill set to offer more comprehensive services and increase their earning potential. 3. Investing in skill development. The chapter introduces the Compound Skill Development (CSD) worksheet, a tool designed to help individuals identify and develop their most valuable skills. This worksheet encourages users to list their income-producing assets, including themselves and their skills, rate their value, and consider their potential for leverage and income generation. By focusing on developing and compounding their most valuable skills, individuals can create significant leverage and income growth. A real-world example could be a writer who, after using the CSD worksheet, identifies content marketing as a high-value skill. They then invest in courses and practice to master this skill, leading to higher-paying freelance opportunities. Beyond income, building a lasting legacy. Johnson, while focusing on income generation, ultimately connects it to the broader concept of building a legacy. It emphasizes that the goal of achieving financial independence is not simply to accumulate wealth but to utilize it for greater purposes, including supporting family, contributing to society, and creating a positive impact that extends beyond one's lifetime. By viewing income as a seed to be planted and nurtured, individuals can cultivate not only financial abundance but also a life filled with purpose, meaning, and a legacy that benefits future generations. Chapter 5: Assets. Constructing a financial fortress, understanding assets and building a legacy. Johnson of True Wealth Formula explores the concept of assets, providing insights into how to structure them to maximize wealth and create a lasting legacy. The core problem the chapter addresses is the common misunderstanding about what truly constitutes an asset. Many people mistakenly believe that possessions like cars or homes are assets, when in reality, they can be liabilities that drain finances. The chapter guides readers to reframe their thinking about assets, emphasizing the importance of building a portfolio of assets that generate positive cash flow and appreciate in value. Restructuring for financial strength, building a solid asset base. Johnson emphasizes the significance of restructuring one's balance sheet for cash flow, a concept often overlooked in traditional financial advice. This involves minimizing or eliminating liabilities, ensuring that any remaining liabilities are backed by assets that generate income. The chapter highlights the importance of strategically structuring assets to optimize financial well-being. The chapter reiterates the law of the seed, introduced in Chapter 4, urging readers to view money as a seed that can be planted to grow or consumed for immediate gratification. The goal is to plant as much seed as possible by directing income towards assets that have the potential to multiply and generate wealth. The chapter emphasizes that by restructuring their balance sheet in this way, individuals can create a financial foundation that generates consistent cash flow, leading to long-term financial security. Unveiling the money quadrant, distinguishing true assets. Johnson revisits the money quadrant introduced in Chapter 3, emphasizing its importance in understanding the different types of assets and liabilities. 1. Consumer debt. The bottom left quadrant represents spending on consumables, leaving no assets on the balance sheet, only the burden of debt. The chapter reiterates the importance of minimizing or eliminating this type of debt as a crucial step towards financial freedom. 2. Depreciating assets. The bottom right quadrant represents items that lose value over time, such as cars, boats, or furniture. The chapter cautions against financing these items with debt as it creates a double financial burden, depreciation and interest payments. 3. Appreciating assets. The top left quadrant includes assets with the potential to increase in value over time, such as land, art, or certain businesses. However, the chapter warns against acquiring these through debt due to their speculative nature and potential for negative cash flow while being held. 4. Cash flow assets. The top right quadrant, representing the ideal asset class, includes assets that generate consistent income, such as rental properties or profitable businesses. The chapter encourages readers to focus on building a portfolio of these assets to create a stable and growing stream of unearned income. The wealthy mindset, embracing cash flow and minimizing liabilities. The chapter reveals that the wealthy prioritize acquiring cash flow assets, enabling them to continuously grow their wealth while minimizing financial risk. This strategy contrasts with the typical approach of the middle class, who often focus on acquiring depreciating or speculative assets that can lead to financial instability, The chapter provides a compelling example of a young man in his mid-20s who strategically builds a portfolio of rental properties. He purchases foreclosures, secures financing, makes improvements, and rents them out, generating positive cash flow that he then reinvests to acquire additional properties. This example demonstrates the power of restructuring the balance sheet to prioritize cash flow assets, creating a system where income consistently feeds assets, leading to compounded wealth growth. Real-world examples: implementing asset-building strategies. Johnson utilizes practical examples to illustrate the principles of asset building and their real-world applications. 1. Building a fortress balance sheet. The chapter encourages readers to evaluate their balance sheets like a fortress, minimizing liabilities and maximizing positive cash flow assets. It draws a comparison to Fortune 500 companies like Apple and Microsoft, highlighting their strong balance sheets with minimal debt and abundant assets, allowing them to withstand economic fluctuations. The chapter advocates for adopting a similar approach in personal finances, prioritizing financial stability and resilience. 2. Transforming liabilities into cash flow assets. The chapter revisits the example of Stephen and his truck from Chapter 3, emphasizing the importance of viewing liabilities as opportunities to generate positive cash flow. Instead of acquiring new liabilities, the chapter encourages individuals to pay themselves the equivalent of potential debt payments, effectively turning liabilities into assets. 3. Creating a closed-loop wealth machine. Johnson advocates for restructuring finances to create a closed-loop system where income feeds assets, and assets, in turn, feed income. This contrasts with the typical closed-loop system of income and expenses where earned income primarily goes towards covering expenses. By breaking this cycle and directing excess income towards income-generating assets, individuals can create a self-sustaining wealth-building machine. Beyond asset accumulation, building a legacy for future generations. While Johnson focuses on building a strong asset base, it also connects this to the broader concept of creating a legacy. The chapter emphasizes that true wealth encompasses more than just financial assets. It includes intangible assets like knowledge, skills, and a strong work ethic, which can be passed down to future generations. The chapter encourages readers to consider their big why for building wealth, emphasizing the importance of establishing a legacy that extends beyond personal financial gain. By focusing on building a portfolio of assets that generate consistent income, individuals can create financial security for themselves and their families, ultimately leaving a lasting impact that transcends their lifetime. Chapter 6: Legacy. The true meaning of wealth: building a legacy that lasts. Johnson of True Wealth Formula moves beyond the mechanics of wealth accumulation and explores the deeper meaning of wealth, focusing on the concept of legacy. The problem the chapter addresses is the common misconception that wealth is solely about personal financial gain, often leading to a self-centered approach that can be detrimental to individuals and their families in the long run. It challenges this limited perspective, arguing that true wealth encompasses more than just money. It includes the values, knowledge, and skills that individuals pass on to future generations. The chapter advocates for a shift in focus from retirement to legacy, encouraging readers to consider the lasting impact they want to create. While retirement planning often centers on personal financial security in later years, building a legacy encourages individuals to consider the broader impact of their wealth, ensuring its positive influence extends beyond their lifetime. The pitfalls of inherited wealth and the need for a new approach. The chapter highlights the potential pitfalls of inherited wealth, noting that it can often be destructive to families if not managed responsibly. When wealth is passed down without instilling the values and knowledge necessary to manage it effectively, it can lead to entitlement, dependency, and ultimately, the dissipation of the wealth itself within a few generations. The chapter critiques the traditional approaches to wealth transfer, including 1. The inheritance model. And distribute. This approach involves distributing wealth to heirs upon death, often without adequate preparation or guidance. This can lead to mismanagement of the wealth and conflict among family members. 2. The charity model. While charitable giving can be a noble pursuit, the chapter cautions against relying solely on this approach for legacy building. It emphasizes the importance of ensuring that charitable donations are used effectively and don't create dependency. 3. The spend it model. This approach prioritizes immediate gratification and consumption, leaving no lasting impact for future generations. The chapter critiques this model for its self-centeredness and lack of foresight. The family bank, a structure for sustainable legacy building. Johnson introduces the family bank as a solution to the challenges of traditional wealth transfer models. This approach involves establishing a structured system, often incorporating a family office, to manage family wealth and guide its use across generations. Key principles of the family bank model include 1. Modeling multigenerational success. Instead of simply passing down wealth, the family bank model emphasizes the importance of equipping future generations with the knowledge and skills necessary to manage it effectively. This approach aims to create a culture of responsibility, productivity, and continued growth. 2. Fostering financial independence. The family bank encourages family members to fund their own lifestyles through their own earned income, rather than relying on family wealth. This helps instill a strong work ethic and prevents entitlement. 3. Investing in cash flow assets. The family bank prioritizes investing in assets that generate consistent income, ensuring the sustainability and growth of the family's wealth across generations. This approach aligns with the core principles of True Wealth Formula, emphasizing the importance of building a portfolio of assets that produce positive cash flow. 4. Promoting meaningful purpose. The family bank aims to provide opportunities for family members to find meaningful purpose in their lives, encouraging them to use family resources to pursue ventures that create value and contribute to society. Real-world applications. Putting the family bank into practice. Johnson uses practical examples to illustrate how the family bank model can be applied in real-world scenarios. 1. Supporting entrepreneurial ventures. A young family member with a solid work ethic and a promising business idea can approach the family bank for a loan to launch their venture. The family bank, acting like a traditional bank, would evaluate the business plan, assess the individual's capabilities, and provide funding based on its potential for success, ensuring the family's capital is used to generate returns and support entrepreneurial growth within the family. 2. Investing in real estate. A family member seeking to build a portfolio of rental properties can leverage the family bank to access capital for down payments or property acquisitions. This allows younger generations to enter the real estate market and build their own wealth while adhering to the family bank's guidelines for responsible investing in cash flow generating assets. 3. Funding education and skill development. The family bank can provide loans or grants to family members pursuing education or training that aligns with the family's values and contributes to their overall growth. This support can be structured as a loan that is forgiven upon successful completion of the program or converted into a grant, encouraging responsibility and accountability while investing in the family's human capital. Creating a legacy that endures, a long-term vision. Johnson acknowledges that building a sustainable legacy requires a long-term vision and commitment. Establishing a family office, developing clear guidelines for the family bank, and fostering a culture of shared values and purpose within the family takes time and effort. The chapter emphasizes the importance of starting small and growing gradually, adapting the model to fit the unique needs and dynamics of each family. It's important to note that the sources do not provide specific legal or financial advice on setting up trusts or family offices. For detailed guidance on implementing these concepts, consulting with qualified professionals like attorneys and financial advisors specializing in estate planning and family wealth management is crucial. Conclusion. The True Wealth Formula offers a holistic and practical system for achieving financial independence and building a lasting legacy. It encourages readers to challenge conventional financial advice, embrace a proactive and disciplined approach to wealth creation, and prioritize personal growth, strong relationships, and a sense of purpose in their pursuit of true wealth. Thank you for listening. I hope this content is useful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to support our team.